Well, Scavenger Shop is finally coming. Sorry if my voice sounds a bit croaky. I probably woke up about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. We're now at a state where we're pretty much just going to release it. So this is your kind of tutorial on how to insert it, and I'll be totally honest with you, it is such an easy install. So this is compatible with both DRS and JSM version 2, not V3 yet if you have V3. So I'm just going to get DRS checkouts in. And the fun thing is as well, is you can use the JSM self-serves at the same time as the DRS ones. So I'm just going to put all this stuff in starter pack. Well, no, I'll put it in, just do your basic setup. This is not related, this is just, you should already have this done. So we're also going to insert JSM v2 as well, because it's compatible, so we're going to demonstrate how you can set that up as well. So we'll get JSM in as well. What tools? Just those two. Right. So the setup's quite easy. So like every single other product, if I can find the right folder, that is, you'll get a file. It'll be called DRS saves. You're going to be greeted with this here. So immediately you're going to get 3 new UI templates. You also get a JSM v2 one as well. The thing is, the system will work without this barcode. The system relies on the scanner hitbox to determine what checkout you're trying to check out at. Not this barcode. This barcode's just here to add a bit of realism. So you can change that into a QR code if you can get one that gets approved. Or leave it blank, but then it won't look realistic because, like, what are you, like, you have to scan a barcode. But yeah, we include both DRS templates and a JSM one. If you do want to get it working on the JSM self-serve 90s, you're gonna have to modify the UI to work with that. So do as it says, ungroup. So you'll get your UI templates. You can choose whether you want to use these or your own. In this case, I'm going to use these. So all we do is we're just going to delete these old ones and put these in. Obviously, if you've got your own templates, you can modify them yourself, but that's just me doing that. We'll also do the same for the JSM installation as well. We will put the bigger template in there as well. So there's one last thing. If you want to get this working with JSM, you're going to get provided with this script, and it's just an open source handler, which just gets stuff from the network. So this is what will be basically translating the DRS commands into something that JSM can understand. And all it is doing is just firing the scanner, because it's V2, JSM v2, it's closed source. Alex doesn't have access to it, so this is the workaround. And it's not broken on me yet, so I'm quite confident that it is gonna work fine. But you know. So if you want to get JSM v2, you need to locate your network. So your network will be here for JSM. And all you're going to do is drop that script in and just enable it. And happy days, that's it. Now in terms of setting up the actual stations themselves, you'll get greeted with DRS size setting. We have quite a few default settings in here. So you can read through these at your own time, but scan limit. Can they scan the same item? And if they reach any limits, is it going to delete the tool from their inventory? Now, quite important is the DRS location we set for you, because you're probably going to be using DRS. If you happen to be using JSM, you need to change this here. So you can simply just do game.workspace, and then you can do wait for child, and then just type in JSM, and it'll come up, and just press tab. There you go. You can also choose which master config you want to use. So if you are using both of these in the same game, you can choose whether you want to use the DRS master config or the JSM master config. Obviously, we're going to recommend you use the DRS one, as I believe when V3 comes out, it might change. I'm not too sure. But, yeah. And the setup is quite easy, to be honest with you. Vocovo integration will be included in the Vocovo files, so that's completely separate. So these are the stations here. The name of the station will fire in Vocovo, so maybe you can have this one, an entrance station. And if the Vocovo event is ever fired, it will say the name of this. So you can rename these to whatever you want. You can have as many of them as you want, and you can put them anywhere. And also, when you open it up, you'll get handset and holders. You can delete or have as many of these as you want. The system will work around it, so you are able to customize the amount you've got, the layout you've got, and you can do anything basically. And then in terms of GUIs, well, you can customize every single GUI. We've included it. It's not in a loader. It's just sitting there. So I mean, the handset GUI is what you see on the handset when you hold it. At the moment, this is static. We're going to sync it up at some point. Release GUI is a little GUI you see where it says "click me" and when you scan your club card, and the customer UI is what will come up on the screen at the start of the game, and then the Says GUI is what you. I'll copy this over. The Says GUI is what you see at the bottom right there. But just leave all of them in GUIs. They're there for you to customize. Just remember, you leave just to put them back, and if you rename anything important, then it might break. So yeah. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing too overcomplicated about it. The way that products will scan, it's simply as soon as they enter your inventory, they will scan. So we'll do a quick demonstration of that. So we're just going to publish, and we'll just call this saves demo. Don't want to incorrect, because that's going to take 50 years to load. So we'll follow the basics of just going into security and turning HTTP requests on, and then we'll just publish again. And now we can come over to that test place, and yeah, we'll wait for Roblox to load. That is. Yeah, it should all be. It's all default settings, so this should work. Right, DRS is booting up. Just wait for JSM to do the same thing. Or not, we can wait. So you can see the UI template is already transferred over, and you can see the UI on this is working as well. So there's two ways you can release a handset. So the first way is to use a DRS club card, which will release a handset. If a player, so you can see it's already picked up the serial in my inventory. It will do that. It has an ability, so when you pick the handset up, if you've already got stuff in your inventory, it's going to pick it up already. As soon as if the player checks out or resets or leaves the game, the handset will vanish and it will go back into the holder and it can be used again. There you go. Ideally, I do want to try JSM. So the second way is using a DRS operator barcode. Now, the current system does have permissions, so if you want to be able to manage the handset stations, your account must have this set to true. If you don't have these, it doesn't matter. It will by default go to true. But if you do have these in your accounts, then you need to make sure that it can do handset station. If not, you're going to scan it and nothing happens. So with handset station, you get two simple options. You can simply close it, or you can release a handset in case your staff don't have a club card for whatever reason. So as you can see, it will pick up what's in your inventory. It will also say if it's got a club card offer, if there's any item limits, age restrictions, that will all say down there. You can also remove items as well. And when you remove an item, it will delete it from your inventory, but you can change that if you want. You can get it to keep in your inventory, but I don't know why, but you can change it in the settings. So we'll just release another club card. So now we're going to do some checking out. So we're going to first off start with DRS. So you want to go ahead and grab the handset tool. You can see the UI on the top right won't sync up yet. We're going to make it sync at some point. And you'll simply scan, and then your handset will vanish. It will go back into that dock, and then you can simply just pay as usual. I'm sorry if that's loud. I don't have my speakers on, but there you go. When you do scan with Scan Energy Shop, you can't repetitively scan. So if you were to go ahead and pick Scan Energy Shop up, this cereal box not only has it been paid for, but it's also already been scanned. So we're gonna have to reset to get a new tool. So you can't just check out the same items again. So then we'll just quickly do a repeat for the JSM checkouts. So we'll let the item go through, and then we'll go to checkout, and then we'll find the handset tool. The thing is, JSM isn't going to... Okay, that's because I've not done the master config. That's my fault. I'll quickly fix that. It's because the products in this are different to the products in that. That's why. It does work. It's just that my config's not done. See, it's got all this stuff in it. Alright, let's just get that there. Let's just do a quick republish. Yeah, that's the only thing you have to remember if you're using both the checkouts in your game, which I mean, you might for some reason, but if you are using both, you do have to be aware that you keep one of the configs up to date, or you just simply rely on one config and no more. So we'll scan club code, get a handset, and we'll wait 50 million years for V2 to boot up. It's funny, I think the 90 actually boots quicker than the 7350. Let's have a look. This is not looking good. Oh, there we go. Right. So then we can click DRS handset again, and now when we scan it, oh no, checkout, sorry. Okay, so you see where I scanned that one, and it's come up on that one. Very important, and this also applies to the DRS self-checkouts as well, but I think I already did them. Let me check one. The lane numbers, all the lane numbers have to be different, so I got quite lucky with that, but when you do set this up, the lane numbers they must be different, because that's the only way the network can distinguish what checkout's what. So just make sure when you're installing this or the attendant stations, just make sure the lane numbers are all different, because if not, you might scan your handset somewhere, but if you've got a checkout with the same lane number, the odds are actually going to go to that one halfway across the map, and you're going to be like, why is my scanning shop not working? Because of lane numbers. So yeah, start setting them. I can go over a bit of FAQ. I mean, it's quite an easy setup. The only thing I will say is that you do not have to reinsert your self-serve models. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, the only other bit of setup you have to do is if you use JSM, that script I mentioned before needs to go in there. And apart from that, that is how you set up your Scanner shop. You're free to customize all of the UIs. If you want to change the branding, you can. You just obviously got to follow the same principle of leaving the game's DRS in the game's description. But yeah, how long have I been going for? I did not expect this tutorial to be 12 minutes. It's not too bad. Right, we will get some things in buyers FAQ, so don't spam our DMs. Always have a look in there first. Most of the product setup follows all the other products. Turn HTTP on, don't run it in studio, and don't corrupt your master config.